Well, we're at the Columbia Gorge Model Railroad Club in North Portland, and this is what you see when you walk in through the main entrance. Off to the left over here, the Black Bridge. Right back here is a model of the Broadway Bridge, and it's kind of a representation of Portland. There's a fueling facility here. And a power substation. Nothing running right now. Everybody's working on cleaning track from the looks of things. There's one of the control boards for the yards here. And here's a look on the Broadway Bridge. In real life, they're putting the streetcar tracks back on the bridge. They've been gone for about 50 years off the bridge, and they decided to put them all back. This is Portland's Union Station. It actually is a model of the real Union Station. It was built by Olaf Backel. They went down and got copies of the plans and so forth for Union Station here in Portland, and this is an exact copy of the real building. This big white building here is the public service building in downtown Portland. It's still there. The yards in the background right here, these freight yards would be Albina Yard for Union Pacific in real life here in town. And I got to look through the plexiglass here a little bit. This bridge is the steel bridge in real life in Portland. This is a very accurate model of it, and it actually operates like the real bridge does. Maybe later get some video of it actually working. And on the wall is Mount Hood. And right here is a model of the Vista House up at Crown Point in the Columbia Gorge. This is also an Olaf Backel project, if I remember right.
Look any better? Oh, yeah.
This is the Multnomah Falls Lodge, and up here, if you look real close, is the footbridge over the falls. Multnomah Falls, I think, is like 720 feet between the upper and lower falls in real life. And this is the logging area. This right here is what used to be known as a wigwam burner. They used to burn the slash and scraps and sawdust from lumber mills. Those are totally illegal now because of the smoke. This is the little town of Hood River represented on the layout here.
See the detail on this building?
It's the interior detail of a building here. I guess it's the Hood River Lumber Company's office building from the looks of it.
Including a scale drawing of the layout there on the wall.
Oh, I'll be darned. Yep, I see it now. If I can pull it in. There it is. Does the clock work too?
No. Frozen in time.
Beautiful job. Who did that one?
Tom. Dr. Tom.
Dr.
Same guy
Tom.
who did the Steel Bridge and the Broadway Bridge.
Oh, okay. This is the yard at Wishram. Wishram is on the Washington side of the Columbia, basically across from the Dalles, a little bit east of the Dalles. And it's the main entry to the Oregon Trunk, which goes south from Wishram to Bend, and eventually Klamath Falls and then Beaver, California. These buildings here actually are models of the old depot and lunchroom that used to be at Wishram. Those buildings are long gone now, but I remember those. And this is looking up the trunk division. You look back in there. And then this bridge right here in the foreground is a representation of the Crooked River Bridge over the Crooked River Gorge near Terrebonne.
Stuck on the top of the wood for no reason to be there, so I probably was. Well, I'll show you where it was, and you tell me. Probably holding up the plastic when you put the
And this is the little town of Lyle, which is a town on the Washington side of the Columbia Gorge.
Yeah, it goes from right here to right here.
I got all your lakes and stuff, so that's done.
Thank you.
And you see there's a train up here.
Just don't put the glass back for a bit until it dries off. Well, that's all
Put the
right.
screw back in.
Huh?
Put the screw back in. I don't have my screwdriver, so
That's a electric too.
I probably got something down there. That's what those were there for.
All right.
Yeah, here's
What's that?
the scenery. Put it down, try it down here.
And they got a little ferry boat here too.
Yeah,
And a busy
I
beach.
have cleaned the house, not the houses, Saturday. Well, that's all been back in. The other thing was just, that I noticed that down there. Thank you.
No, I did all this here too, so.
Lots of folks on the beach.
Can you get up in the river
No, I ain't gonna try to get up the river.
with a long stick with your, out of.
And just looking back up.
Right, boy? Put cloth on it?
I can get some out right there.
Yeah, well, you got that long stick.
Well, we're under the layout now.
Oh, Gino?
You look up under here, you can see all the scenery and from the bottom side.
Jane?
And they have a dispatch center right in here where they run the layout from. So it tells where all the trains are on here too. If there's a red light on, it means there's a train there. So over here at Mary Hill, there's a red light.
Jim got his, the guy that goes with Henry Bard,
Yeah,
which he called. He got his postcard.
okay.
So I know they are out there and being
Yeah,
delivered.
I dropped them in yesterday morning.
Yeah, that's what I told Jim. I said, I'm surprised that you got it within one day. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
Because Henry is in a wheelchair now. But he's going to come down on Saturday. Jim's going to bring him down and he can take tickets. I told Steve.
And this is the wiring jungle down here.
Okay, now I gotta find that Foley.
I haven't seen him yet.
And all the circuit boards and everything for routing the power from here to there. This is underneath the operating cabs, which are directly above me. The layout is actually 6 feet off the floor. Right up here. And the visitor's walkway, which is this wall here, is actually 3 feet off the floor.
Probably do it first tonight. I'm going to be over here.
And this is the operating cabs up here for the layout. And right down here is a staging yard for storing trains. And an industrial area being worked on up here too. This is looking out over the layout from the operator's cabs. And this area right here is Wishram, where we were earlier. There's another area up here, which is the end of the Oregon trunk line. If I'm remembering right, the room is about 70 feet square, something like that. I'm not real sure though. And this is where you walk in, and you notice the tank farm and the Broadway Bridge over there. And right here is the steel bridge, looking at it from up above. And I'm not real sure what this all is, other than it looks like switches, and it's kind of a schematic of the layout. Now we're under the under the layout, and this is the spirals that come down from the main line to the staging yards, and there's a BNSF train right here, and come back through here, and here's the power on it. So this train is headed up to the scenic part of the layout. This is known as Seattle, I guess. Here's the control panel for where I am. And here's one of the veranda turbines. I believe this is the Athearn model, so for all you yellow peril people, that's what it looks like. And this is the other spiral that comes down from up on the layout down to the staging areas down here. And we come around here. Here's one of the levels of the staging yard. And you go down another level, and here's another staging yard. And you go down another level, and there's another staging yard. So there's 3 levels of staging yards under here. And as you can see, there are trains on all 3 levels. And if I can get far enough away from it so you can get it all in, this is the control panel for the 3 levels of the staging yard, here, here, and here.
This one is.
And here's the from the other end.
No pants.
No, we didn't have pants. And that should be a poncho.
And here's some of the scenery from the bottom of the layout.
But it's supposed to be raining too.
I didn't want to get here this late, but that's just how it worked out.
No wonder.
Okay, now let's see.
This is a terrible operation here. Absolutely terrible. Yellow-bellied tunnel motors. And there's not only one, there's 2. Here's another one down here on the bottom shelf. Makes me want to take that River Rossi Union Pacific 484 and paint it SP gray with the red wings on the smoke deflectors. And here's a new one. Here's a gen set from my probably his Atlas. It's in BNSF. Some of the standby power, I guess, down here under the layout here at the Columbia Gorge. Here's a Santa Fe Alligator. There's a pair of them here. Here's the other one.